I've never aspired to be a politician, but as we all have observed the commentary and everything that has happened in this country over the last number of years, I suppose eventually frustration in myself and what I've observed from everybody else just came to a peak, especially when NAMA was announced in the summer of 2009. I just knew from the outset, especially given my background, that it was never going to serve the purpose for which it was set out to achieve. And I felt that at that time that if an election was ever called, I had but no choice but to put my name forward, simply because you need, I believe, to have a certain type of candidate with a certain type of background who can make a contribution to change in this instance, because when they are essentially the government up until now firefighting and not putting in the level of thought that is required, or even having access to the type of advisors that they are supposedly having access to, which are supposed to provide the solutions to the problems as immediate as possible in order to rectify the situation. And again, from just observing what has been going on, it wasn't being done fast enough. And in that instance, I had decided at that point that whenever the next election was going to occur, that I was going to put my name on the ballot. I will admit, I know from the immediate outset that the challenge that I am facing right now, and have been doing so over the last month or so since I have started canvassing, is extremely difficult, as I as an individual can only call on so many people door to door. But I have called on many people, and thankfully the reception that I'm getting is very good, and I'm grateful for that. I will admit, obviously, it's because I have not been a part of the problem, but what I'm attempting to do is to try and be a part of the solution. And what people, I believe, are looking for is credible alternatives to party politics. Now, admittedly, of course, we need a party political structure to function within a democratic society, but when the players within the team that are being put forward by party politicians are not up to the game that I regard the quality that they should be, that is why I felt it a requirement on myself that I had to do my duty, if only for this time, and to put my name on the ballot and provide myself as a credible alternative, in realising that I have this sense of urgency behind the level of action that is required, given that I cannot see it being put forward by the party structure at the moment. I mean, it dazzles me when the manifestos now are being launched by the parties and they have all these new plans, and yet seemingly it is only when an election has been announced that they have the motivation to put forward all these new ideas. Whether those are credible ideas or not, we will not know until after the fact to see if they actually implement them. But then again, the election has then been done, the results have been called, and we have to wait, and they have to qualify themselves afterwards whether they implement the manifesto for which they put forward at the election. So I want to give people an alternative, a credible alternative, for someone who feels the sense of urgency and has the motivation behind him to try and do the best for the people, not only of Cork East but for the country, as a division needs to be formed between local politics and national politics, as the game has totally changed, and it is now up to the people, for yourselves, to make the right decision. And what I do say to people is to perform a performance appraisal on the candidates who have been sitting as the existing TDs, and for those who want the job of serving the people and trying to provide a contribution to change. And if you don't think they're up to the job, don't hire them. I also want to say that I very much enjoyed meeting people on their doorsteps and canvassing, because I can fully empathise with the reaction that I'm getting on the doors when people are saying the exact same things that I'm saying. And even though I'm an unknown candidate for the majority of the constituency, people are very much welcoming me and saying that new faces are required. And I will admit, I ask for a leap of faith in giving a number one vote to an unknown person. And especially when I say, okay, interview me, ask me any question that you can, but thankfully, as I said, I'm getting a very positive reaction, and I would like to thank the people who did engage with me on the doorstep. And I apologise, of course, to those people who I did not get an opportunity to speak to. I can only just say that I have called on as many people as was possible for an individual candidate to call upon. However, I would like to say that if you who's watching this video right now wants to contact me, you have my mobile number, my email number. Feel free to contact me. I'd be delighted to answer any question. As I will say to you, in case you don't know, the statistics are totally against unknown independent candidates. So in order for me to change that law of averages, I need number one votes, and I want you to contact me and ask me any question so that I can give you my view, if that will help you in making your decision about how you're going to cast your vote on the 25th of February, as I want you to make sure that when you take responsibility for your vote and the outcome of the vote, and that you don't regret in the future that you should have given an unknown that chance to make a contribution to change. Thanks very much.